Hey, what's going on? It's a beautiful sunny day in northern Michigan, and just last night I got another item installed on the FJ, and it is a new radio from Midland Radio. And if you've been following the Gear Bunker, you know that we've been using Midland products for quite a while. We've used, holy crap, that's bright. We've been using handheld Midland radios as well as some of the micromobiles in my Tundra and Scott's Trail Boss. And they've been great over the years. So when we got this FJ, we figured the first thing we're going to do is reach out to Midland and see what they have for the FJ. And they sent us a new radio. Actually, it's not new. It's just a more powerful version of the micromobile, and it is the MXT400. And I'm going to swing around here. All right, what we have here is the MXT400 from Midland Radio, and I've just got it mounted. I'm in the passenger seat right now. Driver's seat's right there, and I can reach across, and still need to find a mounting solution for this. I'm thinking somewhere right in there. But for the time being, this will have to do. So this is where I ended up mounting the MXT400. It is on a kind of a metal bracket from Orange Box. It's kind of a center console bracket. I don't know if you can see here, but it just gives you some MOLLE mounting points, and it kind of just goes across to the other side. So I didn't have to drill anything into, the vehicle plastic. I was just able to bolt it. You can see right down in there, there's two bolts that hold the radio to the metal bracket. So the whole thing slides out. So that made it pretty easy. I'll show you the simplicity of hooking up the radio. Is basically you need a 12 volt and a ground, and I just went to the previous owner had a CB radio mounted right here on the dashboard. You can see where the holes are, and once I took that out and unplugged the cable and the power, I was able to reuse the power cable and just splice it into the Midland and make sure I had the appropriate fuse in here, because this is a 40 watt unit and I think the CB was a 5 watt unit, so it had a much lighter inline fuse that would have blown. So I switched that and then ran the antenna cable up through here behind the dashboard, or behind the glove compartment, and basically into the firewall, across, and then out the cowl right here, and then over to this antenna, which is a 6 decibel gain antenna from Midland Radio, and it's got a spring, so when you're bouncing around hitting branches and stuff, it's gonna stay put. They also sent me this low profile antenna wire, which is pretty nice because usually they stick down and you have to screw right onto the bottom, but this one actually makes a hard 90-degree turn and stays pretty low profile under the bracket, which is another item that Midland has. These are cowl light brackets, so it makes mounting an antenna really easy. You just reuse the bolt that holds on your cowl light. There's a hole there, and then a hole suitable for the antenna to pass through, and then you just mount your antenna. It's a pretty stable mount, and you're not drilling anything through the roof or anything, which is pretty nice. So that's pretty much the MXT400. And then they also sent me, so I showed you the 6 decibel gain antenna out there. They also sent me a newer, more compact 3 decibel gain antenna, which I'll use when the trails are tight or there's a lot of bushes or trees. This was the old 3 decibel gain antenna. You can see it's a rigid metal antenna, but their improved version is just this little guy. Just a stubby, looks about 3.5, 4 inches tall, and that screws right onto where I just showed you the 6 decibel gain antenna. So when long range communication isn't a priority, if you're on tight trails with a group of people, I'm just going to throw on the 3 decibel gain antenna, which should be more than enough. The 6 decibel gain, like when we go out west and we're in Colorado and Utah and it's just wide open expanses, you can supposedly get up to about 65 mile range on the 40 watt MXT400 with the 6 decibel gain antenna. So that's when we'll use that. A little later, we'll go out and test the range on the MXT400 and get back to you. So, peace.